All right, thanks, guys. The Titans take on the Chiefs in the AFC Championship game, and that's going to be a 3:05 Eastern kickoff this Sunday. The Chiefs are minus 7.5, total at 52. Now, we saw a half a point move toward Kansas City and movement upward on the total as well. The Chiefs open as the 7-point favorite, up to minus 7.5. Total open 51, up to 52. 52% of the consensus are leaning toward Kansas City. 59% shaded toward the over. And right now, Tennessee is plus $3 on the money line. Now, Tennessee's been winners in 7 out of their last 9 games. Victories over the likes of Baltimore, New England, Houston, and this very Kansas City squad. If you guys don't remember, they beat Kansas City 35-32 back on November 10th. Now, Tennessee ranks in the top 10 in scoring, top 3 in rushing, and of course, Derrick Henry, he's averaging 5.9 yards per carry in the playoffs. He's also averaging 189 yards rushing per game in the playoffs. He's got over 1,900 rushing yards on the season, 17 rushing touchdowns. This Tennessee squad, they rank in the top 5 in yards per play, but they're also ranking in the top 10 in points allowed on the defensive side of things as well. They're giving up just 16 points per contest on average when traveling this year. Logan Ryan, he's got over 113 tackles on the year, 4.5 sacks, 5 interceptions. And Kevin Byard, 5 interceptions on the year, over 84 tackles for him out of that secondary. Now, Kansas City on the other side, they got a couple guys banged up. Claiborne, Jones, Wiley, and Thornhill. They are all listed as questionable for this Sunday's action. Kelsey's listed technically as probable, but apparently Kelsey is having some hamstring issues, so keep an eye on him as well. That could potentially be problematic, especially if it's going to get cold. Now, Kansas City ranks in the bottom 10 in rushing. They're also in the bottom 10 in rush yards allowed. That could be potentially problematic for this Kansas City squad. They're giving up 129 rush yards per game on their home turf at Arrowhead. One more thing to add about Kansas City, they rank dead last in the NFL in defensive time of possession at home as well. So you certainly, that is not a good recipe when you're already ranking dead last in defensive time of possession at home, plus you have big Derrick Henry carrying the ball 35, 40 times a game. So that could potentially be problematic for Kansas City backers. Now, the Chiefs are 2-0 to the over in their last couple of games, 6-3 to the over at home. Meanwhile, Tennessee, 70% to the over in their last 10 themselves. Not sure if they're going to win it outright, but I do think they can keep it within one score. I'm going to lean Tennessee Titans plus 7.5 and the over 52 in that game. Before we go ahead and get into our NFC Championship, just want to take a quick timeout and welcome you to the show. Got some lines and personal leans out for our NFL Conference Championship weekend. But before we dive into some more of that, I just want to quickly remind you to check me out on my website at patreon.com/BrockPage, where we do daily premium sports picks on that website, beginning at just $1.99 per month. We're coming off a 4-2 day yesterday on that website. We're also hitting at 4-0 in our last 4 daily best plays on that site as well. We're red hot on that site. Basically, each and every day that passes by, you're losing money and potential earnings, and you're certainly costing yourself some valuable information each and every day that passes by that you are not connected with that site. You can check out my current record for free right now. All you have to do is click the link in the description section below. Once again, that is patreon.com/BrockPage. All right, let's go ahead and get into our NFC Championship game, and that's going to be a 6:40 Eastern kickoff this Sunday. I'm talking about the Packers taking on the 49ers. The Niners are the 7.5-point favorite in that matchup at home, total at 45. We did see a half a point move towards San Francisco and movement upward on the total. The Niners open as the 7-point favorite, up to minus 7.5. Total open 44.5, up to 45. 54% are leaning San Francisco. 55% shaded toward the over. And right now, Green Bay is plus $3 on the money line. Now, Green Bay ranks 19th in road scoring in the NFL. They also rank in the bottom 10 in road passing. They're giving up, they're scoring. They're averaging just 21 points per contest away from home. They're also throwing for just 201 yards per game on average when traveling as well. If you guys don't remember, back on November 24th, they played this very San Francisco team, and they got absolutely decimated 37-8 in that matchup. They also lost to the Chargers a few weeks before that, 26-11. Actually, that was on November 3rd, so these West Coast trips not faring too well for Green Bay this year. Vitale, Jackson, and Williams all listed as questionable. Green Bay ranks 20th in road rushing, bottom 3 in offensive yards per play on the road on average. Now, San Fran, on the other side, they rank in the top 5 in points allowed, first in pass yards allowed. They are 14-3 straight up on the year, 11-6 against the spread in those 17 games. They're also 7-2 straight up on their home field. Now, they rank in the top 3 in offensive time of possession, top 5 in yards per play on average. Jimmy Garoppolo has thrown for over 4,000 yards on the year. He's also thrown for over 27 touchdowns. George Kittle, he's got over 1,000 yards receiving on the season. The San Fran squad ranks in the top 3 in scoring, top 3 in rushing. Mostert, Breida, and Coleman, they have combined for over 1,900 yards combined rushing on the ground. They've also combined for over 15 touchdowns. The San Fran squad ranks in the top 5 in points allowed, top 3 in yards allowed per play. Now, total-wise, San Fran 2-0 to the over. 2-0 to the under in their last couple of games. Green Bay 5-3 to the under when traveling. I'm going to lean San Francisco -7 after buying the half a point and the under 45 in that game.